everyone, welcome to the video, welcome to Mad Red United. No live stream today because by the time you guys watch this I'll probably be en route to a water park somewhere, which is the next step, the next location on our crazy LA holiday with the kids. So yeah, just a bit of a pre-recorded one today to keep it up with my schedule of posting 2 or 3 times a week, bringing it to everyone, getting everyone's opinions in, not stopping even though I'm on my holidays, keeping it real and bringing everything that is happening at United right to the forefront, which we spoke about in the live stream on Sunday, hoping that something would change and something would lift our moods basically from the doom and gloom that it has been over this transfer window, because I think myself and quite a few other people who were watching on Sunday were getting pretty close to complete depression mode in terms of United. Now we've dealt with business and got on with things this summer, but that hope looks like it has actually come into reality, because over the last 24 hours is it since we did that live stream, an awful lot has happened. Literally, United have just played an absolute dross game. I literally had no chance of watching the game because of times and everything, all my stuff that I had going on here. So first thing I did was click onto a little clip, and on that clip was a picture of Juan Mata taking a penalty, and following up behind him was Ashley Young, and straight away I'm thinking, oh, you know what, that actually could be our lineup next season. That could actually be the reality going into next season. But then we've literally, in the same amount of time, I click on social media, there's some rumours, some big known agents, some well in the know people in Romano and Damasio, stating that Dybala's agent has actually flown to England to actually talk over a swap deal with Lukaku. Then Roma have been eyeing up Dzeko from Roma. That deal's pretty much done. So then I'm thinking, what the hell, that's Inter Milan out of the equation. And then Sky Sports are reporting that Dybala is done deal, or not so much a done deal, but an agreement has been made in principle with United and Juventus over a swap deal for Dybala. Money and Lukaku, sorry, money and Dybala for Lukaku. I'm thinking, oh man, I'm thinking lottery win, to be honest, because yeah, I do have my concerns with Dybala and the old Argentinian, South American that I've spoke about before, and United's record with South American players not being great. But Dybala has been playing in Europe for a long time now. A lot of people have made the point, which is a good valid point, that he always had a good rapport with Pogba, a good link up with Pogba when they were both at Juve. He has had a decent record in La Liga, only his last season wasn't that great. But then again, another one of you guys, subscribers, made the point in the comments. I'm not going to hide away from the fact, it's not me who said it, it was someone who subscribed to the channel who made the point. It's not all my points, I'm not going to take the thunder that Dybala probably last season did have to take a bit of a sidestep because obviously Ronaldo was there. I wasn't thinking about that. And that is a valid point in terms of his performance and his, well, what his performance and stats look like on paper from previous seasons, where he was hitting 20 plus for every season, last 3 seasons in a row. The Ronaldo factor has to be taken into consideration, and obviously we've seen it ourselves with Rooney. When Rooney was there with Ronaldo took centre stage. Then as soon as Ronaldo left, Rooney came to the fore. Exactly the same with Dybala, you would have thought, except Dybala was number 1 in terms of goals and stuff like that, and then Ronaldo comes in and obviously takes the limelight off anyone, which he would do with being the player that he is. So yeah, that was one. Then we're in that Harry Maguire and Fernandes are rumoured to be pretty much nearly done. Then obviously, I'm sure you've all seen Flex's little Twitter video online. Obviously Flex has been covering all the pre-season for United Stand channel, which I do a lot of work with, as you all know, which has been absolutely top-notch coverage and the work ethic in that channel, and Flex especially, and Mark and everyone who does and puts everything together has been spot on. And he said it and pretty much confirmed it at that in Norway at the latest game with Ole, speaking in Norwegian, that he has confirmed pretty much that Maguire, Dybala and Fernandes are all done. If that is the case, then what a 24 hours that has been for United, because we've gone from doom and gloom to actual adulation and actual a reality check in a positive way of, like I've said numerous times before, Maguire and Fernandes coming in means we lose Jones, Smalling and Young and Matic without doubt from that starting lineup on the opening day. There's no excuse for them players to be playing anymore if these two players come in. Added to that, Dybala means we don't see slow, lethargic Lukaku, and then all of a sudden, from back to front, we're looking at forward-thinking, good passing, quick-thinking players right down the spine of the team, and all of a sudden we're talking different level. United are looking like top four is a must with that amount of quality in the team, and I'm not just taking it lightly. I'm not changing from the way I was thinking in the videos before. I am still disappointed the fact that we couldn't get these deals done early and given these players the chance that they needed and the head start they needed to get used to the team, the squad, being around the club, because it is a big step up for a few of them, especially the likes of Fernandes and Maguire. I mean, Dybala is used to it, obviously full on Argentinian international, winning every trophy known to man, Champions League level, Serie A with Juventus. He's obviously used to the big stage and the big games, so it would have given him a perfect opportunity to mix with some of the younger players who we've all been impressed with. It's a bit of a shame that we're not probably going to see them younger players now that these players are coming in, which is a bit of kick in the teeth. I mean, I'm not just saying it to the fact that I'm trying to cover myself from what I've said in previous videos. I would have liked to have seen the younger players this season. I literally would have been happy with the likes of Maguire coming in and another midfielder, and then the forward line would have taken care of itself for me. I thought Martial would have been fine as number 9, but obviously United are actually thinking ahead as to a point where we could actually make something out of this Lukaku deal, which benefits us in terms of playing staff as well and kills two birds with one stone. And again, I go back and I say I'm not a big lover of swap deals. If Dybala is all in on this deal and he is 100% going forward, wanting to be part of this United's project now under Ole, then yeah, that's fine by me. It is okay. I still have my concerns because there was no Dybala on the cards until literally a week ago. There was nothing there. It was all Inter Milan, and all of a sudden Dybala comes in, and it's these quick deals that scare me. These sort of knee-jerk reaction deals where players are coming in just because United feel like they have to make a move on something because they've not been able to do anything else. The fact that United can get this player in because Lukaku wants out is kind of lazy in a way that United haven't scouted down another forward if they knew that Lukaku was going. So they're not getting away with it lightly, United, in terms of how this deal has gone down. Yeah, it could work out great, but again, they could have just fallen on the feet like they did with the likes of Rashford being in and Martial being injured, and Rashford's coming through that time, and obviously they've cut corners with the management. There was originally saying that Ole Solskjaer was going to be temporary until the end of the season. I know we all kicked up and said that Ole should be given the job. I've said it myself. I thought Ole was the right man to start the rebuild, even if he wasn't the future. He was the man to start this next step for United because he's seen what was needed when the players were put under pressure. I've said that all along. If Ole isn't the man for the future, he's definitely the right man now to start this. I've slaughtered Ole on occasions this summer by what he's been saying in the press. Whether he's been told to say that, I'm pretty certain that there are aspects of it that he has been sat down and told what to say, and if he had anything about him, if he did think that we were United and he kept saying it, that we should actually be acting like Man United, not saying that these players are good enough. And everyone came back at me and said, yeah, what's he supposed to say? He can't say this in the press conference and that. But again, it comes back to what I just started that point from, was the fact that United have just got lucky and have been lazy through the whole process of this transfer window. They really have. We spoke about David De Gea's deal the other day and the fact that people were talking about it, saying United have just given in to him. A few people have been on this channel and said that they thought that De Gea should have gone. Personally, I thought it was a good deal. I didn't see the other side of it, maybe because I was blinkered, thinking De Gea is still one of the best goalkeepers in the world and has earned his big contract, and I do think he should be up for the captain role. But everyone's got their own opinion on that. But I do think that this transfer window now is looking a lot better than what it was, but definitely it wasn't through all United's hard work in getting these deals done 100%. I do think they have tried to cut corners. I think this Dybala deal pretty much has fallen luckily in their lap because they were struggling to get a deal with Inter Milan. So as much as I am happy, I'm still not letting the club off the hook, because it has taken so long and they haven't really given these players a chance who are coming in now. Yeah, it's great that they're coming in, but why wasn't it done before? I know it's a little bit of a negative, and I'm talking in a negative way, when it looks like we are about to get a bit of a boost and everyone's prospects for the season have jumped up because we've got these players in. They are free quality players, let's be honest, and you cannot deny that. That alongside the likes of James and Bissaka, if United bring in 5 players of this quality in one window, then who am I to really say that that isn't and hasn't been a good window? 5 players in, I would never have seen United bringing 5 players in, and the likes of Lukaku going in that same window. There isn't one United fan out there, I've said this before, I know, but not one United fan come the end of the transfer window would have said that if we offered you these 5 players and the likes of Valencia leaving, maybe we'll get rid of a couple more in the next week now, like Darmian, who have been dying to get out of the club. Herrera's gone. If you'd have offered us that after that Cardiff game at the end of the season, we would have snatched your hands off. We would have probably give you a slap in the face and said, what are you talking, what are you smoking? We all knew that this needed to happen. And what is our net spend going to be at the end of this window? Lukaku is going to take a bit of a chunk off what we have brought in. It looks like Lukaku is pretty much going to cover the James deal and the Dybala deal coming in, and then we're looking at the likes of Bissaka, Maguire and Fernandes as what we've actually spent, which is quite substantial, to be honest. And if you look at it, all in all, it looks like good business on paper, because 5 players in with literally close to 200 million spent for 5 players in. 1 player who didn't suit the style of football out, another one whose time had passed out, another one who was good, yes, in Herrera, but would he have taken us forward? No. If we managed to get a couple of others out the door now, then like I said, who am I to argue this has been a bad window? Because looking at it on paper from that, it's not been a bad window, has it? It's literally been probably one of our best windows. The only argument I've had, like I said, is the fact that this should have been done and dusted way sooner than what it has done, and the fact that they've had us all clinging on to this last minute, and it hasn't been officially announced yet, but the people that have been talking about it and the sources coming out who have mentioned it are obviously the ones not to be messed with or questions. They've always nailed it, and they've nailed everything so far this summer. They're not the ones clinging on to, we're trying to get this announcement out first in hope, just posting it out there in hope that it does happen, which a lot of people have clung on to over this summer on Twitter. I think we've got a bit excited by a couple of them. We've talked about Maguire for the last month, I think, on the Sunday live shows, and finally it does look like this is going to happen. Maguire is making the right noises. The words coming out of the club and the people around are actually saying that Maguire is pretty much done. Same with Fernandes at the moment. It does look like that is pretty much nailed on. There's nothing coming out in terms of this might not happen anymore. It does look like all the noises are going in the right direction, that this is going to happen. So I should be happy. I am happy. I think there's a lot of other people who will be happy with it. Yeah, I think now looking forward, hopefully we could maybe get these deals done pretty quick. We might even be able to see one of these players play against AC Milan that weekend on Saturday. It would be brilliant. Just to give him that extra week, maybe it's a week and a half now with the team, just training at home at Carrington, where it's going to be week in, week out, get to know the squads, and just give him that week just before we start the window. It would give the place such a massive boost, and then come the 11th of August, when they walk out onto that pitch and we're not seeing the likes of Young, Jones, Smalling or Matic. Yes, they could walk out on a pitch, I'm not stupid. It could be a case of we need to integrate these players and they can't all just come straight in. There's no reason why they shouldn't, but then again that goes back to my point about bringing them in earlier on in the summer, and they should have been given the chance, because United need to hit the ground running this season. We need to get these wins in the bag as soon as possible. It's not the easiest of starts in Chelsea under Lampard and a new buzz around the place. Wolves are obviously signing well and have dicked us many a times already, and it's going to be a tough start. But with these calibre of players in the team, if we'd have just give him a little bit more time to get integrated, it would have been a different ball. I still do think more on the positive side that with spending the amount of money that he is spending, these players are not going to sit on the bench. They can't sit on the bench because it's all his signings now, and everyone was complaining last season about him having his friend clique, all the English players playing, the likes of Young, Rashford, all these players always playing, Jones, Smalling getting the chance, Matic. Well, now he's got players of his own. It's 5 that he's made. He's signed 5 players this summer if this all comes off this week, and that's 5 players who every single United fan would rather be in that team rather than the players that were there last season playing. It's 5 players, it's half a team. That is half a team. It is a good start and has been, like I said, good window all in all come the end of it. But can these players hit the ground running? That's the question now. Are they going to get the chance? Are we going to see the youth players coming in, taking their chances instead of the Deadwood still playing now? Is Ollie going to really put his foot down and say, look, right, now I have been backed? Because that is backing. I'm not going to deny that. For a first window, that is pretty hefty in terms of investment and quality of player in positions that we know we needed. Yeah, granted, that right hand side, is Dybala going to play the right hand side when he comes in of the front three? Is he going to play a front three? We just don't know now. Is without a main striker in what was seen as Lukaku, an out and out striker, not being at the club anymore, going to bring through a different style of football, a false 9 maybe, somewhere on that line of system going forward? Could it? It's all positives in my opinion, because Lukaku was an issue last year, the centre backs were an issue last year, rectified. Centre midfield issue last year, Pogba struggling with the calibre of players around him. Yeah, he should have done better, we know, but problem rectified with Fernandes. If they hit the ground running and they can handle wearing that United shirt, it's still an if, don't forget, it's still an if, but positive signs. That's it. I am going to go and get wet on some water slides thinking that my football club is actually moving in the right direction for a change. Happy days. It's Miller time here in LA. I'm going to leave you guys with that. Enjoy the rest of the week. It's looking like it's going to be a good one. Like, share and subscribe if you're watching for the first time. I'll catch you guys towards the end of the week, hopefully, or whenever these deals get nailed down and actually finalised. I'll be all over it along with everyone else as always. But thanks for tuning in and watching and keeping it real, live and posting out videos from LA while I'm away, trying to keep up with it because I'm 8 hours behind. It's not fair on me, I know, but yeah, I'm loving waking up to seeing what everyone else has said, and obviously all your comments as usual on the videos. Catch you guys at the end of the week. Enjoy. Bye bye.